The recently revealed makeup test teaser for next year's standalone Joker film starring Joaquin Phoenix in the title role was such a breath of fresh air as a DC fan. For years now we've had the displeasure of seeing Warner Brothers mismanage the DC Extended Universe with a staggering level of incompetence and impatience not seen since EA last took over a once promising video game studio, or since Stephen Moffat became the showrunner and head writer for Doctor Who. Well, okay, maybe not quite as bad as that.
Of course we've landed. I just landed her.
But it didn't make a noise.
It's not supposed to make that noise. You leave the brakes on.
Back to normal, am I? The only time I've been a man, that last body. Dear Lord, how do you cope with all that ego?
Oh, the humanity!
In their rush to catch up to Marvel and emulate their success, they failed to realise why and how the MCU became so successful in the first place. And this has resulted in inconsistent tones, studio interference, mandated runtimes, hastily rushed crossovers, and popular elements from the comics being stitched together randomly without thought. This is painful to see, as someone who loves these characters and loves the comics they came from, because there is so much potential there for telling groundbreaking, memorable stories and delivering stand-up performances and noteworthy direction. But really, we have to look at the big picture and remember that the fortunes of Marvel and DC constantly fluctuate from dizzying heights to disgraceful lows. After all, a lot of people forget that outside of the comics audience, characters like Thor, Iron Man and Nick Fury weren't mainstream names until the late 2000s. Back in the late 1970s and throughout the 80s and early 90s, and then again in the 2000s, DC were the ones who ruled the roost, gaining widespread mainstream attention and acclaim with the original Superman and Batman film series, as well as the massive success of the Dark Knight trilogy. They even made early and mostly successful forays into the world of television, with series like Smallville and the original The Flash. Marvel, by contrast, were the ones floundering in relative obscurity during most of this period. They are terrible flops like the 1990 Captain America, Howard the Duck, and anything Fantastic Four related. You did have the odd success like Blade, of course, but it wasn't until X-Men, the Spider-Man trilogy and Iron Man that Marvel began to see major success. And I think that Marvel's recent slip-ups with Iron Fist, The Inhumans, and the poor early reception of Captain Marvel, along with the optimism about Joker, might reflect another change of fortunes towards DC in the coming future. Okay, so admittedly this isn't much to go on. It's a 30-second teaser that, on the surface, doesn't tell us anything about the film. But I think the tone of this humble little teaser and Phoenix's subtle performance reveals a lot about the direction the film might go in, as well as the intentions of the filmmakers. The emphasis on character study and intimate emotional depth rather than crossovers and big blockbuster showboating really comes across here. With the focus squarely on the future Joker named Arthur Fleck. Ah, I see what you did there, ha ha ha. His shabby appearance, journey from downcast to smiling to creepy frown, and the sublimely melancholic and appropriate song Laughing by the Guess Who all give the impression of a gentle man just trying to make it in a cruel and chaotic world he doesn't understand. Finally broken by the random misfortunes of this world, he can only find solace in laughing at it, at the absurdity of it all. All this really screams The Killing Joke, which is only to be expected given that the script apparently draws influence from that groundbreaking story. Maybe we can finally see a version of The Killing Joke done justice after the disappointment that was the animated version from 2016. More importantly, with Walter Hamda replacing Diane Nelson as head of DC Entertainment after the failure of Justice League, the higher-ups in DC seem to be finally hitting the brakes and realising where they went wrong, going for well-made, director-led solo films that can still subtly take place in the same world, rather than big Marvel-style cinematic universe crossovers. This can not only allow for some really promising original scripts like Joker, But it would also let DC borrow more fantastic self-contained stories directly from the comics, such as The Long Halloween, Hush, All-Star Superman, Blackest Night, Kingdom Come and Batman Year One. After all, DC have always been much better at experimenting, that's where they excel, whereas Marvel has a habit of finding what works and sticking to it to the bitter end, for better or worse. Now, I do think that DC is still more than capable of succeeding with a sprawling, interconnected cinematic universe if they went about it correctly, but I personally feel that this more patient, subtle approach that emphasises character building and smart writing over fan service is a great approach. And judging by the comments on the teaser video, a lot of other people think so too. Hey everyone, just want to add this little update addendum to say I want to apologise for keeping you waiting for so long. I know it's been a while. I've had a lot of real life stuff. Real life has been quite hectic for me recently, changing jobs, trying to get somewhere with the acting. I was recently cast in a play, so I've got that to sort of focus on now, but I know that a lot of people seem to really enjoy my Kingdom Hearts and Christianity two-parter more than anything else, so I've got good news on that front for people who like that. I have been planning for a while to do a similar thing, similar sort of video essay series, but this one will be comparing Kingdom Hearts and Harry Potter, so look forward to that. That will be coming out sooner or later. I can't give you an exact time frame for when I'm going to put that up, and like I said, life is pretty hectic at the moment, but hopefully I won't have a breakdown like Arthur, but I hope to have that out soon. We'll see anyway, but please keep watching. It really means a lot to me, you know, even with the small, comparatively small viewership that I have. It still means a lot to me, so thank you for your support if you carry on watching this stuff that I do. So, yeah, look forward to more stuff soon. Bye for now, take care.